The Russia-Ukraine war came to point of West and NATO vs Russia allies post-World War II. The Cold War between former USSR and USA came to the fore after partition. Ukraine lobbied for NATO members, departing from the former partner Russia. The peace was destroyed after the new elected president aligned to NATO without thinking about the partner Russia. The political turmoil is not only destroying the world peace from oil inflation rise to good grains and other commodities supplied by Russia and Ukraine to the deprived countries. The USA and NATO are also destroying the world economy by sanctioning Russia oil and other items etc. The world economy, especially Europe, on the brink of collapse due to supply of oil, fertilizer, grains and other items etc. The world leaders does not want to seize the war by not supplying mass-destroying weapons to Ukraine. The constant supply of weapons by purchasing from other countries even though its own stockpiles perished. The European countries are stealing oil from Asia as Russia almost banned after maximum oil price cap originating from Russia. The flawed diplomatic actions has ignited the war to spread from Ukraine to other European countries like wildfire. The world hegemony has not learned from World War II. The last offensive of strategic nuclear strikes could fall anytime if current situation persists without peace deal from world leaders. The price cap from supply of Russian oil can further ignite the oil inflation as Russia gas pipeline to Europe was destroyed. It is said that Russia has almost banned its oil to the belligerent countries, but Europe is lobbying oil from Asian countries, oil that comes from Russia. It is total flawed diplomatic actions to be seen by the world leadership. The war is seen as West and NATO countries fighting daily with Russian military supremacy in the Ukraine without stopping the supply of stocks of weapons to stop spillage of war. The daily destroying of hundreds lives in the war does not conclude Russia loss in the war. Russia has already prepared for it to stretch the war for years. The flawed policies of the West and NATO hegemony is not trying to end the war. West and NATO are pushing Zelensky to put the war as long as possible by supplying its stockpiles of modern military weapons. Russia has huge stockpiles of weapons to be used on the Ukraine soil to prove its military supremacy than facing losses on the war. Puppet Zelensky of West and NATO hegemony could risk entire Ukrainians for recapturing the self-declared 4 occupied territories by the Russia Federation. Already huge volunteers from world have laid lives in the counter-offensive against Russia. The winter will be harsh for Ukrainians as electricity infrastructure was critically hit by Russian missiles and supply of generators from NATO and West could hardly meet the requirements. Zelensky's wife could hardly put a read all the Ukrainian voices that bear the harsh winter. The carefully withdrawn of Russian soldiers from Kherson to make a hard defensive lines near left bank Dnieper River. The partial destruction of main bridge connecting Crimea and mainland Russia, supply of vital transport from oil, Russians to military hardwares to weapons etc. has impaired the Russia offensive action in Ukraine. The killing of pro-Russia in the Kherson territory by the Ukrainian soldiers triggered the human right violation which was not rightly voiced out by any organization. The worst scenario is yet to be seen if nuclear strikes incurred by the Russia which was spotted in World War II to stop further damages. As President Biden voiced over the nuclear crisis post-World War II, but he did not raise the effort to deal peace negotiations till today. The flawed diplomatic actions will burn whole Europe again. Thanks for watching and keep subscribe my channel for more views.